Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Prof. Sharizal and Dr. Idora. My name is Abdul Azim bin Abdul Malik, and this is my video of learning outcome for this course throughout the semester. Okay, so first things first, the course name is Computer Games Development. So, of course, in this game, we have learned a lot about the necessary components to make a game. So I'm going to talk uh, briefly about what I have learned throughout the semester, what was the outcome that I can uh, apply to myself, as well as apply to people that I met in the future. So, first of all, the rules of making games. We have game design, no, not game design, more like game elements. Game elements include types like rules, interactions, objectives, goals, that kind of things. That is the element that makes a video game. So objectives and goals simply define the whole purpose of the game, where each game has their own objective and goals defined differently. Some AAA games aims for you to defeat the main boss. Some online FPS game currently uh, target players to aim for the highest rank possible. And then there's also interactions. Interactions is basically the mechanics in the game, interaction with objects, interaction with non-playable characters. That is basically game elements that I still remember. There's a lot to remember, but still, there's one of the things that I remember. And then we also have uh, game industry where uh, there's there's a three different things about game industry. Uh, One is, of course, the big shot company such as Ubisoft, EA, game studios essentially, and then we also have the smaller developers creating much smaller game with such a smaller scale when compared to big teams like Ubisoft, called indie studio, typically consists of 1 to 10 uh, developers. And then we also have game publishers such as the platform of Steam, Epic Games, that is game publisher. So all of this was important in making the game industry in itself sustain. And then we have game types. So many different games that are available on the market currently, like entertainment game, educational game, advert games, and then we also have uh, uh, typical game. Typical games is what we call it, like a game to play to release stress. Those typical games still counted, like uh, Assassin's Creed, Rocket League. That is a typical game, and then advert games is like game for advertisement. So it was purpose to be for the company to promote something instead of having an actual game in itself. It has a game, but the game is designed to promote products. Uh, and that is part of the subject that I still remember. And then we also have all of the labs that introduce us to many plugins and API that allows us to make our game more interesting, such as Tenet, photon networking, and then how to attach joystick control system into our game. All of that. I still remember that our first lab was about rock paper scissors, how from a single person game, rock paper scissors against computer that we developed, somehow we are able to turn it into player versus player. And then from player versus player, we also have soccer games where from playing on our own, then we added Photon to enable multiplayer. Then after we added Photon, We also added the Tenet API to enable the scoreboard and achievement badge. It was all very encouraging for me to continue pursue in this branch. So that is all from the learning outcome that I've got throughout the semester, uh, compressed into few minutes of me talking into the screen. So I thank you, Prof. Sharizal and Dr. Idora, for uh, providing us with all of this knowledge. Uh, Thank you again.